Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our marvelous game tonight. Missed last week, but we are here and ready to go. We are starting now with Orpheus Season 2. Let's go around the circle. My name is Evan Blade of Revan, and I am our game master for the evening and storyteller. Starting up there at the top there with Crow.
Hello, I'm Gritting Crow. I will be playing Guy Bernard tonight, and Eben, you are coming in really faint on the stream side.
On the stream side? Okay. I think that may be an issue with my microphone. I've got it turned up all the way, though. Keep going around. Let's go up there with Skittish.
Hi, I'm Skittish Cat, and I will be playing Mary Kathleen O'Brien.
Awesome. Moving down there to Dahlia.
Hi, I'm Black Dahlia 42, and I will be playing Cassidy.
All right, next up, Eardell.
I'm Eardell, and I'm playing Morgan Flanagan.
Awesome. And last but not least, Warfox.
I am Warfox, and I will play Lee Blaylock.
Awesome, guys. So, who wants to go back and tell us what happened, other than Crow, tell us what happened last session? Seriously? No takers?
I did the not Crow last time.
I'm really not good at summarizing.
1, 2, 3, nose goes.
Give me a second, and I'll pull my notes.
All right, Crow. Do your thing.
When last we left off, our intrepid band of adventurers had planned a ambush retrieval counter ambush thing with a mole and Terrelin squib. When the mole showed up, they basically asked for extraction, and we decided to extract them. About that point, a massive hole into God knows where opened up, and a thing fell out, followed by something that looked like the Grim Reaper, and a couple of what could only be described as hellhounds. Mass panic and battle ensued. Our brave adventurers bravely ran away with their newfound hostage slash damsel in distress slash package, and returned back to Orpheus. Turns out that the package was a knife of ancient and mysterious origin, and Guy, in his infinite wisdom, decided to touch it, and it is now part of him in an artifacty sort of way. Does it about cover it?
Yeah, that about covers it. Where did you guys end up?
And damn it, I can't remember the character's name. Ended up being
He's even in the intro now, and you can't even remember his name.
He's not important.
It's been a long day. Some of us have very brain-intensive jobs. And Sinclair ended up injured. We are currently in Sinclair's domicile while he is healing.
Awesome.
And we're on vacation.
Beach. The term is beach.
Beach. I like to call it vacation. Beach. We're going to the beach.
Yeah, that works. Okay, so here is the Earth, and it is quite round, you might say. No.
That's a beautiful Earth, man.
So, you guys are on beach. What this process means is basically you still work for Orpheus, but a lot of times it's just like light filing. They may ask you, for some of you, most of you, I'm gonna say 60% of you. No, 60% of you are asked to work during your beach time, and your work during beach time is just stay out of everyone else's way. That's
Grumpy the janitor, just pushing a broom. Mm-hmm.
That's it entirely. Those three of you are Guy, Cassidy, and Lee.
The living ones.
No,
I resent that.
Cassidy and Lee are dead. Guy is only half dead.
He's
He
dead
is only
inside.
emotionally
That's what
dead.
I was about to say, it's only when you look in his eyes and you see it.
counts.
Or the absence of it. Anyway, so for the rest of you, you are kind of employed for, like I said, light filing, some running messages here and there. Most that they'll ask you to like look into something, but it's like, hey, research this subject. But for the most part, you have a whole lot of free time. Like a whole lot of free time. And you have about a month of this. In said month, what are the rest of you guys doing? Or what are all of you doing? Who wants to go first? Give me your downtimes.
I can go first on this one.
Okay.
Since I've been told to stay out of everyone's way, pretty much during the day, kind of researching, pretty much looking up past exploits and such that I can find in old articles.
Are you reminiscing about the glory days?
Trying to reconnect with the glory days and get progressively more and more depressy. Head out to the drive-in theater that was used as the drop-off point, and just kind of introspect and eventually get to the point where I start trying to do high jumps off of higher points and landing in objects, trying to get a thrill of some form.
As far as the actual drive-in theater, when you're going there, every time you go there, or try to go there, you do find it has at least 2 or 3 of the weird-ass demon dogs just prowling.
Okay. Yeah, every once in a while I'll stay, but I'll make a point to stay up on the screen and up on top of the building and just kind of watch. But finding a desolate place that I can be to my lonesome evening spent at the bar.
Okay. For the most part, I'm gonna tell you this part. You're not gonna be able to really sneak in. They seem to be very, very capable of tracking.
Fair enough. I will find other deserted area.
Yeah. You do notice there is room for you to do your whole practice what you're working on. But one of the things I can tell you is just interacting with them. They don't seem to actually look with their eyes. They seem to just be kind of sensing people and sniff you. They sniff you out. They blink like from place to place a lot. Think of it a lot like evil blink dogs from D&D. These are evil creatures, or these are vicious, monstrous creatures.
Hounds of Tindalus!
Close. So, and there's really not going to be a way that... If you want to, we can actually roll stealth rolls and try. But you don't... But I can tell you it's going to be very hard.
No, we're good. Like I said, okay. I will find a desolate place to do what I need.
In fact, this is actually something all of you are going to notice in your downtime if you are traveling around town, including those people who are in your bodies, because you have dead eyes even when you're in your body. You're noticing an relative abundance of these creatures. They seem to be all over the place.
Looking for something.
Yes, exactly.
I wonder what.
Gee,
if I run across
I
one,
wonder what they're looking for.
I might try to tease one and see if I can outrun it with the car, but
you can't.
Yeah, okay. I will attempt it, and then like, oh nope, time to get away.
Yeah, you will attempt it and realize it is faster than you, and therefore you will get away.
He will juke and he will jive.
That's the okay. Stop trying to outrun it. Try to start, outmaneuver and go somewhere safe.
+4 invul on jinking. Anyway, so that's Lee. That's what you're doing for the month. Cassidy, what are you doing for the month?
So many new supernatural chapters.
Okay.
Looking
Gee,
at that phone number.
surprised. Oh yeah, you're trying to hit up Guy for that phone number?
Dim eyebrows.
They're
No,
my
but
third best feature.
No, I've in between my Wincest chapters, which now include mysterious new items and ghost dogs getting their ass kicked during more actiony sequences. I've also been going to visit, kind of going to look over or look in on a person I've left behind who is who all of my Orpheus money is going to.
Okay. So she is, in fact, doing... Did we ever settle on a name for her?
Jordan.
So Camille is... Camille is doing... She's doing okay. You do notice that, like, the place she lives is not run down, but it's not the best part of town. Because really, Orpheus can only do so much. Camille is... She seems to be doing a lot better, though, than before. Like, she's eating. That's a thing. She seems to be eating more. She seems to actually be looking more healthy. Going into her small apartment, you can see that she doesn't have as much drug paraphernalia around anymore.
As much.
Let me rephrase. As much illegal drug paraphernalia. Because, like, prescription drugs, they're a thing. But you actually do see a application half filled out sitting on the dining room table for community college.
That makes me happy. And I kind of keep dropping little hints of, like, occasionally when I visit, when I see her in a room, the application mysteriously has made its way to said room as well.
Okay. Eventually, over time, she does fill it out and turns it in. Along with a whole bunch of applications for grants and such. Just hanging out, you do notice that she seems to be going for a marketing degree. But she does spend a lot of time alone. And a lot of the emotions you get from her is that she really needs a friend, but doesn't have one. Like, she's got her clients, and she's got her coworkers. She doesn't seem to have anyone else kind of around in her life. And that will end your month. Let's jump to Iredell. What is Morgan doing during the month?
She's been staking out the back of that club and just stalking it.
Okay. Sweet.
Get the number while you're there.
We focus enough on it. Cassidy is eventually going to develop artifact telephone number. Which is going to suck
Yes, that's
when
exactly
he gets
what
a
she's
new
trying to do.
phone. But no, you're staking it out. The place is very busy. It's always very busy. But you seem it does have a steady supply of pigment coming into it. You see basically almost every night that it's open and running, there are dealers coming in, and typically they will have one or two ghosts with them, like actual ghosts, like guarding them. But they're always different people.
Okay. Are the trucks delivering it anything special?
They're not delivering it in trucks. They're carrying it in pockets or duffel bags.
Okay.
It's not. This isn't like a clearinghouse. This is basically people are just kind of bringing it in.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Like I said, they seem to all be wearing various shades of red and blue, in very kind of garish colors, typical for gang members. But it's always some kind of combination of a red and blue. It's not one specific color. Mary Kathleen, what are you doing for the month?
First thing I'm doing, I'm returning that notebook and the audio recording we made from the Ghost Girl episode back to her parents. So,
right. You get sorry, go ahead.
And then I will get this degree, goddammit. I don't care how many late nights it takes. God damn it, this will happen!
So much Spectre coffee. Sorry. You are, you end up returning the notebook and returning the audio recording. The mother is very, very grateful to you. She takes the recording. She doesn't listen to it in front of you. But she says, she makes sure to ask you, did anybody actually enjoy it? Did it go over well, or?
It was a standing ovation. Everyone loved it. It was touching.
Okay. Well,
thank you for sharing this with us.
You're welcome. Do you know anyone who does, like, I don't know how to phrase this correctly. Do you know anyone who does, like, videos on the internet?
I could find someone at the school. What are you looking for?
Well, I think that it would be really good if, let's take that song and we'll make a video of her and that song, and we'll put it up on the internet and see if anyone likes it.
If you want to get me some photos, or if you have a flash drive, that's really simple. I could probably put something together.
Okay. Do you have an email address?
I will give her my student email address.
And she writes it down. Thank you again very much. I know this would have meant a lot to her to hear her music. And I'll get you those photos as soon as I can. And she gives you a real quick hug and goes back inside and closes the door.
Super happy, smiley face. It's okay. I can put this more spite coffee. Like all of this, Spectre coffee, extra spite, and midterms. I can do all of this. Sleep is for the weak.
Maybe. Alright, finally. Guy, what are you doing for the weekend? Or, excuse me, weekend. What are you doing for the
weekend? Why do I get less time than everybody else? I think I was
Because
playing on hard mode, but this is ridiculous.
You're playing on insane mode.
Yeah, apparently. So he feels really freaking awful about, like, leaving Sinclair behind and kind of personally responsible for it. So he spends most of his time at Sinclair's place, like, making sure he doesn't need anything, kind of tidying up, which should be especially odd because Guy himself is so particularly filthy. But, like, he keeps things meticulously clean, especially around Sinclair. And then kind of in the downtime of that, he is investigating, or kind of trying to understand the knife artifact.
Right. Okay. So,
which I've chosen to fizz wrap.
Fuck yes. Awesome. So, two things. Anybody who notices this, who spends time at the home, notices this. After not after a bit of time, it's something I neglected to bring up last time when you guys showed up. I'm getting ahead of myself. When you go to Sinclair's bedroom to visit with Sinclair, sitting at the foot of his bed is a golden retriever. He's very bright-faced, very happy, but he's very chill. Very fluffy, like floofy. Golden retriever. Every time somebody walks in, the tail goes up and is wagging. You know, just hi kind of thing. This includes if you are not manifested and you are just a ghost, he sees you. Like, you can tell, he's just like, hi. About a day and a half after the event, Sinclair finally wakes up. He is healing, but it's very, very slowly.
Okay, so I've been talking with Sinclair then.
Yeah. First week, he really can't move very well on his own because he's gotten his ass kicked. After that, he starts moving okay. He gets a message from Orpheus. He's beached as well because reasons.
Because he got his ass kicked.
Yeah. Sinclair actually, when he sees the weapon, he kind of gives it a strange look. And you see his hand kind of like he wants to reach out and like touch it, but it's one of those like, oh wait, that doesn't belong to me.
Yeah, and I imagine there's kind of a tense interaction between him and I about it. Like, he does that, and I'll kind of pull it away because it's mine.
Yeah, it's very it's very like One Ring kind of situation between the two of you.
My precious.
But he doesn't he obviously when you pull it back, he very much stops.
So one of them has self-control?
Precious.
Alright, so he also will assist you in researching your weapon. He has a vast library that he can go through and look at. The puppy does not like the weapon, and will shy away from it.
Yeah.
But whenever you have it kind of put away, like you aren't brandishing it, you aren't holding it, it's very much the dog will actually come up and sit next to you. He won't sit on you, but he kind of looks at you like so, can I use that lap?
Yeah, I imagine Guy's probably a dog person. Because I'm a dog person, and I can't not play a dog person.
He doesn't climb in your lap, but he will put his head in your lap.
Yeah, I imagine that after cleaning up and tidying and taking care of Sinclair, I will just kind of quietly and tiredly, absentmindedly pet his head.
Yeah. Eventually you find out that the dog is named Harrison.
Aww.
And is much older than he looks. Like, he looks like a young, vital dog.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in his mid-teens.
Oh, wow. It's the kibble.
It's a what?
It's the kibble. You gotta keep them in the kibble.
Yeah. Actually, what we do is we take ghosts, we blend them up when we feed them. We feed them as part of the grave.
Specifically orphans.
Yep.
We have a large orphan grinder in the back.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, I was just thinking Guy chews it up and feeds him like a baby bird.
Only imagine.
I had like this Ace Ventura kind of image in my mind.
But horrible and like dirty with a shark mouth. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a mental image no one will see from this entire night.
Thanks, guys. I needed that in my brain.
Roll a intelligence academics or intelligence occult test, Guy.
Can I get an intelligence investigation, maybe?
You can. Okay, so here's the thing. Sinclair's library and Sinclair are giving you a bonus. So, -2 to the base difficulty. But you're using investigation rather than academics or occult, so +2 to the difficulty. So you're at a difficulty 6.
I'll take 3 dice at a difficulty 6 instead of 2 dice at a difficulty 4.
That'll work.
And let me grab the formula again.
Actually, here's what we're gonna do. Lee, roll a dex drive, or excuse me, a wits drive. If you have any stunt driving stuff, that applies. Morgan, I want you to roll me. You can use a willpower, not a fate point. We don't have fate points.
I have fate.
Daredevil.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Daredevil would apply. Morgan, I want you to roll me a intelligence streetwise.
In fact, I'm gonna use a fate and spin a willpower point.
Good. So you get a automatic success from the willpower. So 1 success.
And I got 1 point less cumulatively on the roll.
What's the thing again?
You're gonna do /R. Open brackets, your die pool, D6, or excuse me, D10, exclamation point, close brackets, greater than 6F1. Like that, yes.
For everybody in chat, we're doing calculus, and...
So, Lee... Nobody's rolling well tonight. Lee, you manage to get away from the dog. It's kind of hard, but you do manage to get away. But along the way, you do realize that he is disappearing and reappearing in multiple places at once. It looks very, very similar to the way that Cassidy can Stormwind, from what you've seen in the past. Morgan, you don't get any more information than what I've already told you. Okay, so with that 1 investigation roll, for that 1 investigation roll, Guy, what you get is it looks like, just judging by the blade itself, and what you've been able to research, this looks like it was fashioned incredibly well. Like, this was something that was somebody put their life and soul into this weapon, probably literally.
One would say this is an exceptionally crafted weapon, then.
Yes, except it's a part of an exceptionally crafted weapon. It is not a whole piece of wood.
Does it feel like this piece is ad hoc? Like this is similar to like the Native American buttstock clubs. Like this is something that is repurposed from another weapon.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
This is very much something that was repurposed. The blade itself hasn't been altered other than where it is broken at the end. Like it was broken off of something. But the knotting, the tying at the base where the hilt is, where the grip is, that looks like somebody has spent time to try and fashion a way to hold it without cutting themselves.
Okay. I am especially not touching the blade. Like I'm actively aware that a piece of a part of my spite has been pulled out of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely not touching the fucking blade.
Like it actively just ripped it from you. All right.
What about the? Sorry, one more question. What about the handle itself? Can I tell what it's made out of? Like, is this lashed together from like bone and sinew, or like wood and leather, or?
It's made from laminate layers of some fabric material that you cannot identify.
Huh. Okay.
Like, it seems to be a very, very a very, very fine, almost fabric that's also a heavy metal fabric. Like, imagine somebody wove a cloak out of steel wool.
Is it mithril?
No, it is not mithril.
All right, that sounds.
It might be
hardcore.
You figure an actual robe or cloak made out of this shit would be heavy as hell, but probably be really, really nice. Like, somebody would have...
Like great armor.
Yeah, like great armor. The equivalent of old-style Japanese silk.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Alright. Is there anyone else who's doing anything over the course of the month? Has anything else that they want to take care of? Yes, Mary Kathleen.
After I get those pictures, actually what I'll do is sketch out and design like a music video.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I'm bad with their names. What was the name of the ghost girl?
Claire.
It's Claire performing to an audience, like through pictures and stop motion animation, flippy stuff.
Right.
Are you doing like a Take Me On style video?
Yes, only not as cool. More sad. Because
Take Me On's a pretty fucking sad song.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the music video, not that sad.
Pretty awesome, actually.
Very awesome.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend some of my time on top of Claire's house, or Sinclair's house, the other
Okay.
Claire. Just kind of seeing if the blink dogs are in higher concentration around there, or if I can devise any pattern to what they're doing.
They look to be searching for something, like sniffing for something. But every time they get within about a block of the house, they turn away. Like, it's not something like something's actively forcing them away so much as they come to a void and they have to go around it.
It's like there's a hole in Sinclair's houses in the middle of it?
Yes.
Is there also a chance that within this month I can do some research into the unthroned monarch, a crescent shape, and a weird blade from who knows where the fuck?
Roll me either intelligence academics, intelligence occult, or intelligence investigation. And how are you researching it?
I'm gonna go with the occult.
Okay. Here's the question. You will get a bonus for using Sinclair's library.
Oh yeah, no, he has first editions of things that I've only read about that exist in like catalogs that don't really exist in the back of someone's, burned down library.
If you comment on this, Sinclair will say, well, actually, they don't belong to me, but the people they do belong to aren't here anymore.
If you're in possession of the book, then you own it.
After a fashion, yes.
In this country, possession is 9/10 of the law.
So, what will my
Special-
difficulty be?
4. Bam!
Good God.
There you go. Okay. As far as the what did I say? Unthroned monarch? As far as the unthroned monarch, what you're getting out of that statement, in regards to the crescent shape, in regards to a dark blade, you find king, like the phrase "king of the dead," the Stygian lord. Those phrases keep coming up. You actually get unthroned monarch as something that is a future term. Like, he was the Stygian lord, he was the king of the dead, then he becomes the unthroned monarch. The crescent shape is in regards to his scythe, because he carries a great scythe. And as far as the blade itself, you get one name. Siklos. That is spelled... The most common spelling you find for it is Siklos.
Do I find another spelling?
No. Oh, you find multiple spellings.
Sika.
Like, tons of different spellings, but they're all the same name. Most of them in languages you don't understand.
Note to self, more linguistics. So yes, Mary Kathleen's gonna nerd the fuck out in this library.
Okay. So, towards the end of the month, Sinclair is mostly healed up, but he's still not like able to really leave the house very much. You can also tell that it's not hard to tell, but he's kind of afraid to leave the house right now. Like, there's something about him that's very cagey. At the end of the month, Guy, you have, the next time you sleep, whenever that is, you have a dream.
No.
You have a dream. Cast. No, you have a dream. And in this dream...
I have a dream.
Sorry, I had to make the joke. In this dream, you find yourself in an old tower, like crumbling, falling apart. It is only one room, and out of the windows you can see a raging sandstorm. Actually, 1 second.
Image.
No, not image. Mood music. Mood music, yeah. You hear the howling of the wind, and looking out, you can see the storm just outside. In the room, you are standing at the bottom of a staircase. Small staircase that leads to a throne. A huge, oversized throne. Wrought.
And I'm at the base of the staircase?
Yes, you're at the base of the staircase.
Okay.
Wrought out of volcanic glass.
Sharp.
Yeah. Sharp edges. Very sharp.
Very sharp edges. Don't touch casually.
Sitting on this throne is a robed figure. Just completely covered in robes.
Like Palpatine?
Less Palpatine and more a Reaper-like figure.
Okay.
You cannot see
like
his face.
Death incarnate. I got it.
You cannot see its face. You cannot see its hands. You cannot see anything about it other than its vaguely humanoid shape, covered in robes. Think king in yellow. But it's black. And the only reason that you can see it against the throne itself is because it's moving slightly. Like the wind that is getting in is blowing the robes.
Ah, okay, so the robe is kind of billowing a little.
And it's sitting there. And you can tell its eyes are on you.
I'm gonna put one of my feet on, like, the first step.
It kind of inclines his head. Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come style.
Yeah. Kind of like make a large gesture, like out towards I guess the window is out behind me.
Yeah, there's a doorway behind you, and there are windows around here.
Oh yeah,
there's no glass in them. It's just open.
Yeah. I'll just kind of point. It's like, what is this? Where are we? Who are you?
No response.
And I'll take the next step. Like, I will keep, like, stepping closer and closer and asking the question over and over again, louder and louder.
Okay. Once you come up to the last step, and so you are directly in front of him, about an arm's reach distant.
Yelling in his face.
Yeah. The moment you say, "Who are you?" he raises a hand. You can't see anything other than just the robed arm, but it's a... You can't see my camera.
Like a stop.
Yeah. The other arm gestures across his lap, like it's pulling apart a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting in its lap are the shards of this black dagger. Like you have the dagger itself, the one that you own, the one that you've seen, and then around it are the pieces that make it whole.
How many pieces are there?
Oh, like, you see at least a good 10 to 20 pieces.
Okay, like a lot.
Yeah, this thing has been shattered. Theoretically, though, when put back together, this thing would be fucking huge.
Right, rock on.
Like Dieclave levels.
Scythe. Yeah.
Like a scythe, and it looks like a crescent scythe.
Yeah, like a scythe that belongs to death. Capital D, capital S. I'm going to reach down and grab the part that makes my dagger. Like, reach down into his lap and pull this piece up.
As you reach for it,
okay.
Your hand grasps the actual handle.
Oh, the handle of the scythe, or the handle of my dagger?
The handle of your dagger, because it's in pieces at this point. As you grab it, what time did you go to sleep? Like, when did you fall asleep?
Oh, God knows. It's probably like 3 a.m. or something ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, he's been working himself to exhaustion, taking care of Sinclair.
Mary Kathleen, what are you doing at 3 a.m?
Probably researching this occult nonsense.
Okay. Cassidy, what are you doing at 3 a.m? Keep in mind, ghosts don't have to sleep, so...
All the Wincest.
All the Wincest.
Where are you writing this? Are you at Sinclair's? Are you at Orpheus? Are you at Spooky Brews?
In her personal pleasure palace.
Are you in your personal pleasure palace?
Sinclair's bedroom. No,
So you are in your personal pleasure palace.
Yes, I'm at Sinclair's house.
Bow, bow, bow.
Hilarious thing is that's what Sinclair's also in his bedroom right now.
Also writing Wincest?
Bouncing ideas off of him at 3 a.m.
Please I don't care what it is. Leave me alone. I want to sleep. I don't understand your obsession with these brothers and their sex life. Why is it with each other?
Before they go to bed, before you go to sleep, just one quick question. What's better, throbbing or pulsating?
Well, either way, the word is phallus. Or phalli.
Alright, hang on 1 second. There we go.
Oh man, my subscription didn't pop up.
That's because I'm having issues with the
Streamlabs.
Oh, this is GatherBot, which is I'm gonna get rid of.
Okay.
I'm gonna get rid of it, but here in the not too distant future. But it will be Streamlabs again, and that stuff's working just fine.
Okay.
I see you're throbbing and pulsing, and I raise you aching.
Oh.
See, but
Okay,
here's the
people need to
caveat.
start putting quotes into the chat.
Here's the caveat, though. I was referring to Castiel's wings.
Of course you were.
Of course.
You perverts.
Anyway, so you are riding Wincest in Sinclair's house. Morgan, what are you doing?
Most likely trying to feign sleeping.
Okay. Where are you?
Do you have multiple bedrooms, or?
Oh yeah, he's got it's almost a mansion, pretty much.
No, it's just the one bedroom. Everybody has to sleep in there. It's one big bed.
Probably one of the downstairs bedrooms.
Okay. Oh, that's the wrong place. There we go. Okay, so Lee, what are you doing right now?
I am at the bar currently putting a dent in their whiskey supply.
Awesome. Lee, you suddenly get this
Same
feeling.
thing I do every night.
You get this sudden feeling like you should be somewhere, but you don't know where.
I was drinking doubles. I switched to a bigger glass.
Mary Kathleen, Cassidy, Morgan, you suddenly feel overcome, like you need sleep. You need to rest. Cassidy, this is weird. You haven't felt this feeling since you died. Like,
What the fuck is going on?
I'm a college student. I can just sleep right here.
They get drowsy. I contemplate the meaning of death.
Morgan, you actually do just... Yeah, you feel it.
Yes, roll over and go to sleep.
I imagine Mary just face plants into whatever she's doing. Just...
Well, there's this moment of looking at the Spectre coffee like, this shit is clearly not working. I need to update this formula and pass out.
Fuck, I've developed a tolerance.
Tolerance struggle is real.
So I guess that means I need extra spite now? You know what? I'll quadruple the amount of 5-hour energies in this.
The key special. Extra spite.
On the next episode, we're down one living body.
It bites back.
Then you have ghee coffee. This is the coffee that bites back. It'll
But
grab
only if
all
you're
its teeth in you.
But only if you're an orphan child ghost.
They taste the best. What can I say?
I was gonna make a comment, but it's really, really sad, especially with Cassidy. I was gonna say, it's orphans taste the best. Almost like how the lap dance is better when the stripper is crying.
And quit.
Table flip, done. Alright.
Quit the game, quit Twitch.
This early, I normally don't knock my headphones off until at least 11 o'clock.
Well, we started late. I gotta catch up. Anyway, so all of you feel the urge to sleep. Mary Kathleen faceplants. Morgan slips away. Bless
Goes
you.
to get us.
Cassidy.
Do I feel the
goes to
urge
come
to sleep or the urge to go somewhere?
You feel you feel like you belong somewhere, but you don't know where. Like you are not where you should be.
I never am. Continue contemplating the meaning of death.
Orpheus, that line just screams that the ends of your pants need to be tighter. I think Cassidy is like realizing she's typing the same sentence like 3 times and having to like go back and reread what she's writing. She's starting to feel her eyes heavy and she's just confused as hell. Like,
Okay.
What the fuck is this? This isn't right.
You feel like you're being spread out. Like you're being pulled and stretched.
Like so much butter over too much, so little butter over too much bread.
What he said.
I'm on the Lord of the Rings kick this evening. I don't know what the hell's up.
But yeah, you feel like you're being... It's almost like part of you belongs somewhere, but there's a part of you that's holding you here.
Come with us, we all float down here.
Give
The
in.
more you close your eyes, the more it feels like it's going to sweep you away.
God damn it, poor fucks. So
Float away.
So the butter's floating down where with everybody. So what goes on after that?
Shh, let her reply.
she like Cassidy's like fighting it because a little part of her is scared. But then like at the same time it's been so long since she's gotten to sleep that like no matter how scared I am of the feeling and not knowing what's going to happen, because what the fuck happens when someone dead sleeps?
And after all, you're just so tired.
Go eat some lambus bread. Lord of the Rings man. Yeah, she just slowly like her head like tilts back and she closes her eyes and kind of just finally gives into it.
Okay. You feel, all 3 of you feel like you are swept up and caught by the storm, the sandstorm. You are caught by the tempest itself and pulled. You open your eyes, and you're standing in the tower, as I have described it to Guy. And you see Guy at the top of the steps, standing in front of a robed figure.
Screaming and pointing a knife at him right now. Like,
No,
at his...
you haven't picked it up yet.
Oh, I
Your
haven't picked
hand
it up
has
yet. Okay, okay.
grasped it.
Then I have
And,
revealed my head. I'm sorry.
you've grasped it, and you suddenly get the feeling that you're not alone. The rest of you can see Guy. What you see is Guy wrapped in the same robes as the man on the throne.
You had to pick up that knife.
I don't get to say this often, but I feel like an "I told you so" is in dire need of being said right now.
You feel like your voices are far away. Like you're not fully here yet. Mary Kathleen, you realize that part of it is because your voice is echoing slightly. All of you actually feel this, with the exception of Geek. Because you suddenly realize that you're all wearing masks that cover your face, except for eye holes.
If I look at the other two, are there any distinct characteristics of these masks?
Yes, there are. In the form of Cassidy's mask. And you, looking at it, you almost immediately identify Cassidy's mask. It's porcelain. Almost like a geisha face. But it's cracking at the edges, coming towards the center. And across here and here. Wrapping all the way around is an inlaid black chain. The lips are blood red. And there's a slight smile.
Like coy smile or like smirk?
Yes.
Ah.
Morgan is wearing a tragedy mask. Comedy and tragedy. Except her mask is silver, inlaid with thin black wire on every curve of the tragedy mask. For those of you looking at Mary Kathleen, her mask is completely featureless. Shining, almost, because the light kind of glints off of it. And you can see small, like inside of it, you can see small pinpricks of light, like stars. He is not wearing a mask. You're now all present. Please act accordingly.
I mentioned that I haven't heard them yet, but I feel that there are people
You
here.
feel that there are people here.
All right. I'm going to ignore the sensation of feeling that there are people here, and I'm going to continue screaming at what I'm pretty sure is death. Well, out of character, I know is death, and in character, I'm pretty sure is death. Like, knife point at face. Like, tell me what this is. Tell me why. Tell me where we are, or I will cut you. I will end you. I will rip you in pieces and scatter you.
It's just kind of, the figure is just kind of looking at you.
Gee, stop.
I hear them, like, clearly.
Yes. You can all hear each other.
Okay.
It's just very distant and echoey because it feels, because you're talking under a mask that has no mouth.
Oh, so they're all kind of like... Blah, 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 blah.
Yes. There is no opening for mouths. Except for Morgan's, who's got the tragedy, has an opening, like the sad, exaggerated frown opening. But she hasn't said anything yet.
I just kind of like turn her wheel around. Why should I listen to you? You don't fucking listen. You don't pay attention. And then kind of like turn back and jab it, like at, but not into death. Answer me.
Mary? What's...
When he
Jab.
turned, did we catch a glimpse of death?
Hmm?
When he turned, did we catch a glimpse of death?
You
Or
see the
robed
just-
figure?
the robed figure. You just see the robed figure. You've been able to see him since you showed up. He is larger than you, like a large robed figure sitting there. You've all been able to see him. You've all been able to see everything I've described before. Mary Kathleen, you recognize somewhat the figure. Looks something like what the unthroned monarch would look like from wood etchings and descriptions.
Ooh, does it look like the person from her vision?
Yes, it does.
Which vision? The one when I looked
The
at?
first one.
Yeah, the one you looked into the future, and you looked at everyone.
I'm clarifying. When I looked at Guy, this is what I saw.
Yes.
You can't answer yourself.
Like hell I can't. I just kind of, I'll actually jab him in the ribs this time.
Are you stabbing with the knife?
Yeah.
You feel the pain in your own ribs.
Look at yourself.
I'll actually look at my arm this time. Do I actually see the robes?
You see yourself coated in these robes. You are not as fully robed as the figure on the throne, but you are wearing robes similar, or a similar set of robes.
Move. I kind of like gesture for the robe figure to move. I'll pace around. Is it like a dais, like a raised area around the
there
throne?
is. It looks like areas for. It looks like areas where people could stand next to the throne, like they are part of the court, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I want to pace around it and look at those spots and see if there's anything writing, any kind of designation aside from like just a stand here. Can I pace around the back of the throne?
No, the throne is flush up against the wall.
Oh, okay. Got
but
it.
looking at the throne closer, you can see that this thing would be very uncomfortable to sit on. Like, inference-wise, you could assume this is a throne that was made so you weren't supposed to be comfortable on it.
Right. I'm gonna try and reach down and grab another piece of the
As you reach down,
sickle.
he covers up the bundle again.
Fucking ass. Of course you are. You're me. You won't move.
He holds out a hand to you.
I'll mimic the gesture, but in reverse. So if he's holding a hand out like this, then I'll turn.
He just simply is holding a hand out.
I'll lay my hand on his.
All you feel is the rough robes, the same feeling you get when you're holding the robes that when you're gripping the dagger. It's the same material.
Ah, well, that's information. But he doesn't respond to that. I'll take the knife out and put it in his hand.
He takes it and he holds it, and then jabs it into your chest.
Yep, that's what I expected. I'm just kind of like...
All of you wake up.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna wake up with a... Ah! Am I bleeding?
Lee, you have the feeling that something very momentous has happened.
Am I bleeding?
Basically, I'm going to pick up the bottle I am currently working on and just basically fuck this, throw it at the wall, and just temper tantrum essentially. Fuck life. And get in the car and start driving.
Morgan, you are seeing everything through Lee's eyes. Like, you can see and feel what he is feeling. Guy, where you were stabbed, there is now a radiating black scar.
Oh, excellent.
And it feels cold.
Like, this is visible on my skin.
Yes. Gain 2 points of spite.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I'm trying to, like, scramble up out of bed and trying to see, I guess, what Lee's seeing, and trying to go to Guy at the same time. We can all assume that I hit the wall.
Well,
trying
no,
to
because
get to Guy
it's not jarring. It feels almost natural.
to see through his eyes.
You see your eyes. You can see what you're seeing and feel what you're feeling. But you can also detect what he's seeing and feeling and thinking.
Is it kind of like watching two monitors at the same time?
It is very much like watching two monitors at the same time.
Okay, I'll just hip check the wall then as I leave the room. Haul ass to Guy.
What are the rest of you doing?
I immediately shut the laptop I was typing my fanfic on and run to go find Guy, screaming as I run, "The fuck did you just do, Frenchman?"
Mary Kathleen, what are you doing?
Waking up and going to Guy because he was injured in this dream world. I don't know if he's injured in the real world. Maybe see if there's a first aid kit because first aid is important, guys.
You are seeing everything Cassidy sees and feels right now.
God forbid we have one normal night.
I'm sorry, you hang out with dead people all the time. Just saying.
Cassidy, you are also seeing and feeling everything going through Mary and Kathleen's head right now.
Just wanted to work on my term paper, but no, we can't work on our term paper. We gotta do all this other bullshit.
Excuse me, I had quivering feathers galore going on before I had to fall asleep, which is something I haven't had to do in months.
Lee, you are feeling what Guy is feeling right now.
Shock, horror, confusion, angry, tired.
So pretty much what I was already feeling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just rippling
Amplified.
guilt.
So feeling pretty much what I was already feeling. I pressed down on the accelerator. Basically, you know when you're cruising around town and just driving aimlessly?
Yeah.
Except as fast as I can get away with.
Guy, you are now sensing what Morgan is sensing.
I'm terrified and trying to find Guy.
It's all right. It's all right. Like I've got to wake Sinclair up. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's nothing. And I start like buttoning my shirt back together.
Don't do that with me.
It's fine. It was just a bad dream. And you were there. And you were there.
You realizing you're having this conversation and you're not in the same room. But you're not talking.
The fuck is going on?
Am I hearing this conversation?
Yes, actually, you are.
Wait, does this feel a lot like the buzz does?
Kind of, except it doesn't feel unnatural.
What the fuck? This car stereo doesn't work! I start yelling at the car and fiddling with the stereo while going a buck 10 down.
Stereo works fine. It's your car. Did your car stereo work?
Good point.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, let me rephrase it. Stereo doesn't work like this. So I'm fiddling with the stereo while trying to drive, and I can't.
Great. So now I have them in my head, and you in my head, and this other shit going on in my head.
Still rushing in with the first aid kit.
Okay, Mary Kathleen bursts into your room, Guy, with a first aid kit.
Thank
Cassidy,
you.
I'm assuming you're right on her tail.
I swear to God, I never thought I would say this. Take your fucking shirt off.
No.
Strip. Now.
The fuck is going on over there? I try to spend a night away and spend some time to myself to get shit straightened, and all hell breaks loose.
Again, you guys realize you are having this...
If she's that desperate, Frenchman, just fuck her and get it over with. Let's keep going.
I'd rather than not fuck if I'm in the room.
Nobody's fucking. All I asked him to do was undress.
Just get an education. Live with it.
You guys realize you are not all saying these things. You are thinking them. It's like you
Worst
don't need to say
internship ever.
I know I'm not drunk. I can't get drunk anymore. The fuck is going on?
Yeah, I thought I couldn't sleep anymore. See how well that fucking worked out.
What do you mean you couldn't you slept?
I fell asleep. Now take your shirt off.
Yeah, don't change the subject. Come on, take it off.
One does not connect to the other. I don't
It very
understand.
much does connect.
I leave
to the
for a
other.
night and Guy throws a party.
You were stabbed.
the
Take
shirt.
your damn shirt off.
What do you mean I was stabbed?
will-
In the
I
dream.
was stabbed. What? Wait. What do you mean?
In the dream where you were standing at the throne of death and were death, and you were there, Cassidy, as this like broken geisha chained up, and Morgan was there as the tragedy mask of, you know, silver and weird metal mesh.
Mary Kathleen was light bulb face.
Wait. That was my dream. What were you doing in my dream?
I don't know.
We thought we'd have
You
a
were
party.
Stabbed. Take your
Okay.
damn shirt off.
The dream makes more sense. Guy dreaming about girls. Okay, I thought I get. Why the fuck are they telling Guy to strip?
I don't understand why they're having the same dream as me. I don't understand what's happening right now.
I don't either. All I know is the shirt needs to come the fuck off right now. Because I've ripped shirts off men before, and I'm not afraid to do it again right now.
So,
Fuck
oh, wow.
all you. I'm coming back.
Somebody fucking clip that. Because I've ripped shirts off men before. Okay, so as they are thinking about the dream, Lee, you experience it. But you don't experience it like you were there, you experience it like they were thinking of it.
And does any of this affect my driving?
No, it feels completely natural. Again, it is like watching or playing video games on more than one screen.
Also, something you shouldn't do while driving. Yeah, I'll start heading back towards the house.
Okay.
Muttering and cussing the whole time about, God damn it, ruining my my time alone. The fuck is going on with these crazy sons of bitches?
Ruining his pity party.
Fuck you, Frenchie. You had to say you were just as angry as I was.
No way, but I feel that my anger is far more deserved.
Guy, can I please just check?
It's a black mark on my chest. There's no wound.
No, but there's a black mark on your chest. That wasn't there before. Don't
How
you
long
think
does it
that's
take
a
me to get
little
back to the house?
It takes you like 10-15 minutes.
Also, me checking means that I can investigate it further and give you more information, possibly upon the thing.
This isn't a Wes Craven film, Guy. Just take the damn shirt off.
Who's Wes Craven? No, seriously, who is this person?
One problem at a time. One problem at a time. I can't with you right now. I can't.
No. And there's nothing you can do to make me.
Really?
I give Cassidy a look and a nod.
I'm gonna manifest and leap onto Guy's lap.
I'm assisting with whatever the hell she's trying to do.
I'm stepping back because clearly I don't want to be part of this.
Just let me know when I get home, because this is going to be hilarious in a minute.
All right, so do you guys want to roll this out, or do you want to narrate this?
I'm okay with narrating this as long. Yeah, I'm okay with narrating this.
Okay.
I'm going to beat the living shit out of every physically manifested person. The shirt's coming off. It'll probably be torn in shreds. But everybody is coming out of this with a bruise or a black eye.
Wait, I'm not even involved. I'm just stepping in the back of the room watching.
You're fine then.
Okay.
But everybody directly involved in this, like this is my negotiation terms. I will accept that the shirt gets torn off and is even damaged, but everybody's getting hurt.
I literally lunge forward at one point and bite a button off of the shirt. I get at least one.
That's pretty hot.
In an entirely different life, Guy would agree.
Now the question is when the shirt gets ripped, does it rip the number?
No, because it's in his pocket.
So Cassidy and Morgan, are you guys okay with basically taking one point of bashing from this?
It's a good trade.
Okay, so Cassidy, you take 1 vitality damage. Morgan, you take 1 point of bashing. Guy, you also take 1 point of bashing.
Yep.
Okay. The shirt gets torn off.
And Mary Kathleen prepares the ice packs.
You see Guy's exposed chest. You also hear from down the hall.
Bony exposed flesh.
What the fuck is going on? As Sinclair is now awake.
Group orgy?
No. No. And no.
Did you guys leave the door open?
Yes, probably.
Harrison runs in, and it's playtime. He joins in.
Quick, puppy, get him! Knock him down!
He jumps on you, Guy, but he doesn't knock you down. He, paw on chest.
Yeah. No, sit.
You are a terrible attack dog.
He just kind of looks at you with a quizzical, what?
I'm a what?
Couldn't even bite a ball or anything, really?
Okay, you said ball. He is now He runs out of the room.
Well, now go get the ball and go play ball with him. The shirt's off, she can examine it, we're all happy.
Oh yeah, I'll fetch him a ball. Drop trow now.
And I leave the room.
The moment you say that, Sinclair is at the door, and he's like, no, I'm going back to bed.
Hey, Sinclair, have you ever seen weird black scars?
Lee shows up.
Head into the house, walk upstairs. The fuck did you guys do while I was gone?
Team bonding exercise, I don't know.
As you yell that, Mary Kathleen, you see, he says black scars. He pulls up his shoulder, or this part of his shirt, and he exposes claw marks on his skin that look very similar to the wound on Guy's chest.
Spectre?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Particularly vicious one.
Reaper?
No. We don't have a term for it yet. I've been calling it a mourner. It's a specter wrapped in chains. Spiked chains. Tries to wrap you up and tear your flesh. Particularly vicious beasts.
It stabbed him.
It wasn't wrapped in chains either.
With a weapon.
And it was in my dream.
Well, that's just crazy.
And we were there.
I slept.
Like
They were there. Apparently, I don't count in this collective.
What do you mean you don't count?
I am not part of the we in this conversation, apparently.
He wasn't there. The rest of us were in Guy's dream?
Okay, so I built my own sleeper cradle in the basement. I own a vast collection of books. Hell, I've tripped balls on Ayers Rock. But you guys aren't making any fucking sense.
I just point at Guy. His fault. Make him explain.
By the way, a week's worth of chapterludes. These were money shot finales going on. Lost.
For the record, Cassidy, you feel great. You feel like you just slept a month.
It's not worth it.
I'll come back in the room and start rambling on about it couldn't have been a dream. We all were there, and he's got the marks now to prove it.
Yeah, but
So,
Wait. So you were all in this dream?
Well, except
I
for
guess.
Lee.
I thought I was just dreaming and they showed up, but
Yes, skittish.
would this feeling I have from this dream be similar to how I would feel when I do a forebode?
Yes and no. You have a feeling of it's a familiar. The place you visited was very familiar to you in the sense of your forebode seemed to have showed you this place, but it did not feel like you were having a vision. It felt like you were fucking there.
Okay.
So, okay. All of you had a similar dream, with the exception of Lee. So which one needed brains, which one needed heart, and which one needed courage?
Well, Cassidy
From the
looked
looks of
like
it,
a
they all
geisha
need brains.
with black chains, and Morgan looked like a tragedy mask, and Guy looked like the Stygian Lord.
Come with me, all of you.
Change
can I
to-
have a new shirt? Shirt?
No.
Shirty shirt.
No, you don't deserve a new shirt. You hit a chick. You hit several. You don't
To be
get shirts
fair,
after that.
I was
Gee,
being
come
at this
on.
point,
You only hit them
Harrison
if they
walks
ask
up-
for it.
Cassidy,
They were asking for it.
Harrison walks up,
Not that
trots
way.
up to you. He's got 4 tennis balls in his mouth.
Well, I don't care.
I'll
who you are.
manifest enough to pick up one of the tennis balls and play with the dog.
Okay. He's happy.
4
He's getting played with.
all at once.
He's a very talented dog.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that since the spring break party. All right.
Why do you have to ruin sweet things, Cassidy? Why?
I just.
He hasn't ruined you
I
yet.
will go grab Guy a new shirt
Why? He
from
hasn't
the pile,
earned a
I'm
new
sure, of laundry that's in his room.
He hasn't earned a new shirt.
I will point out it's actually uncomfortable to look at Yi.
Yes.
Like, it is painful uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Like, this is
shirts
somebody
don't
who looks
fix
like
that.
emaciated.
What do you mean he hasn't earned a shirt? Usually isn't the other way around. He pays you, you lose clothes?
Here you go, Guy. Hands him a shirt.
Thank you. Merci. And puts a
I'm
shirt back
gonna
on.
go follow Sinclair. If you guys want to keep arguing about who loses clothes, who gains clothes, and how much we pay for it, have at.
Oh, I'm sorry.
mean,
He's
technically, we
emaciated
could-
and covered in scars.
I mean, technically, I can follow Sinclair and still talk about someone being to lose a
This
shirt.
is true.
Following
But-
Sinclair.
I'm gonna.
Go talk with your dream guide. I will continue to play
I
with the
follow
puppy.
Sinclair. Leah, I don't know why you weren't in the dream, but you are still part of the group if you want to find out what the hell's going on.
Apparently I can hear, so I can hear the conversation, so I'll keep the dog entertained.
Well,
If you need me, I guess call.
Sinclair pulls a very dusty tome from a shelf and starts flipping through it.
roll for exposition.
He does make multiple comments. A book this important, you'd think that they'd have a fucking index in it.
So old, does it have an index?
No, it doesn't have an index.
Mustache book.
He sets the book down in front of... AC Doge. He sets the book down in front of you, Mary Kathleen, and you see a slew of masks, crudely drawn, and you recognize Cassidy and Morgan's, or what they were wearing.
Those two. Do I see anything that would look like? I think Cassidy described it as a light bulb face.
You see one that appears to have, like, they crudely drew, like, pinpricks of light.
Are we talking about this one, Cassidy?
Yeah, light bulb face. I feel like that's an accurate description. I don't do well with faces, okay? I do better detail elsewhere.
You're
Like
a writer.
clothing?
I'm a very specialized writer, okay?
With a limited vocabulary, apparently.
It's not limited. I just happen to not want to over-abuse certain, adjectives.
She has favorite phrases: throbbing, undulating,
Quivering?
member.
So is anybody going to say anything?
Yes, I'm looking at the page to see if there's like a description into these masks. And this one is Cassidy's, this one was Morgan's, and Cassidy says this one was mine.
Okay, you guys are really weirding me out because what you're doing is just looking at each other pointedly.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Bon.
I can hear
Did
you.
you hear what I just said when I pointed at the masks?
Yeah, I got that. I'm just confused. Like, again, you guys are... Do I need to go get the shrooms? I mean...
I wouldn't say no.
No, thank you.
Last time I did shrooms, I ended up on the wrong side of the Grand Canyon.
Naked and afraid.
That's a television show.
Yes, he invented
Well,
it.
it wasn't so much naked as there was still technically a cape involved. The motorcycle didn't make it.
Alright. So, this book is probably one of the oldest in my collection. It's pretty worn, but it deals with the Shroud, which is what separates us from the Sandstorm. From what I can tell, looks like you were Death Lords.
Pardon. You mean like warlords?
Kind of.
Like famine, war, pestilence.
No.
No, those are Hell's Angels. They can stop by the bar on Fridays.
No, well, kind of. We don't know much about them, other than the fact that, according to the lore of this book specifically, they were very old ghosts who existed a long, long time ago and had dominion over specific types of dead people.
What do you mean by had dominion? Like, you're talking like kings of ghosts?
Yes.
And the Stygian Lord was the one in charge of all of them?
The High King of the Dead, the Lord of Stygia.
So does the book say what happened to them?
No. As far as the book is concerned, what I've been able to translate of it is that they're still ruling. They're still ruling and in power in a place called Stygia. Nobody knows where Stygia is. Nobody knows anything about Stygia.
Huh.
When I look at the book, is there any names for the lords that...
There are some identifying scribbles, for lack of a better term, next to the different symbols, but they are not in any language that you can translate.
Do you know what language this is in, Sinclair?
No idea. It looks something like Macedonian, but it's older than anything I've ever seen.
I don't think they have Duolingo in Macedonian.
Not in this era.
Well, that's
No.
going to give us a wealth of information, it being in, another language.
Well, this is actually a copy of ancient tablets that were uncovered in Babylon. Like, the original Babylon.
Did the tablets have a name?
He closes the book and turns it around and shows you the cover. And on the cover is simply the Book of the Dead.
Ah, yes, of course. The Book of the Dead.
I thought that was in
A
Tibet.
Book of the Dead.
Well, this is supposed to be the Book of the Dead, and then it was rewritten and changed its name, and God knows how many of these are actually out there. This is just simply the oldest one I know of.
Now, in the true tradition of trying to keep things a little light here, Sinclair, I have a very important question for you about this book, then.
I have a very important answer about this book, then.
When you picked it up, did you say the words?
Yeah, basically I said them. I mean, I may have flubbed the last one, but yeah, I basically said them.
What words?
Points for the reference. Points lost to Mary Kathleen for that absolute travesty of a pop culture mind that she has.
We can set up a movie night. We'll fix this.
Klaatu Verata necktie?
So we're all fucked.
Sinclair takes the book and puts it back on the shelf.
Oh, come back.
Baby, come back.
Any Babylonian aged ghosts anywhere that we could probe or poke?
Well, as you're aware, there are no ghosts older than 3 years old.
I could hope that maybe we've got one preserved in a jar somewhere.
No, they only appreciate circular humor. And you thought you had a good pop culture mind.
Do we know where there's any professors in ancient Babylonian?
You might be able to find some somewhere. I don't know any that can translate that book.
And I imagine you've tried.
Yeah, I have.
I feel like we'll find someone at a university and he'll have an accent.
It'll probably be when it's convenient for the plot.
And it will probably be British.
I don't know what's going on in this conversation. I want out.
You don't get to get out. You know why? Because I had to bite a button for you to show your goddamn spot so we can even get to this point in the damn conversation.
So the Stygian Lord will eventually become the unthroned monarch, and he might become the Lord of the Dead? That's what I'm picking up with all of the nonsense going on.
That's just preposterous.
Well, and what does that do with us? Why aren't we involved? Because for the record, I feel like I shouldn't have to be involved in any of this Lord of blah, blah, blah nonsense. Because
Wouldn't
I
that
told
technically
him
make
not
you
to
ladies
touch
of the dead?
I told him not to touch the thing.
I bet you don't say that very often.
No. Actually, no. It's against the rules to touch the thing. He broke the rules after being told the rule.
There's also the large, time discrepancy here.
So, is it okay for us to tell other people outside of this room, or are we keeping this in this room conversation?
It was advised to me to just leave it here.
Well, I mean, considering a lot of people outside of this room don't know we have the thing, I feel like that's a conversation that's going to open up a whole chest of
Yes.
What Kate knows. Kate knows we have the thing. And
Outside
So
of their
This
crucible.
stays out of the report.
Yes. Yes.
More, can we talk to Kate? Can I talk to Kate about this? Like, if not, we're not
It
okay.
is generally advised. to
Harrison walks
not.
in and deposits a tennis ball at each of your feet, and then goes to sit at Gee's feet.
You pick up
Hey,
the
what?
tennis ball.
Have you guys seen the dog? I threw the ball and it disappeared.
I'll pick up the
Oh,
ball.
yeah, he's in here.
God damn it! I'll go join the dog. I'll follow the dog down there.
Pick up the tennis ball and look to see if the dog wants me to throw the tennis ball or if this is a trophy given to me from his great powerful hunt.
The dog looks really tired right now.
Here you go, doggo.
Dog looks how I feel. So. No. The conversation about the knife does not leave here. This dream does not leave here. I don't know why I had that dream. I don't know how you guys were involved in that dream. I didn't even realize that you were actually you until we were done with the dream.
Could it possibly be involved with the fact that all three of you were, with our new crazy connection, sleeping in the same building? Yeah, I know you don't usually sleep, but I don't know, we've been dealing with weird shit.
You don't sleep either, Lee.
I'm aware of this. This is why I wasn't in the house when all this went down, and I was also the only one not in the dream.
Could be. You could also simply be the man who is not there, per Mary's original vision.
True.
I have a feeling the house thing might not be. Well, I feel like distance might not be a part of it. I mean, I don't think the house had a play in this, unless, you know, in a few days we're expecting to have a tiny little old woman say, "This house is clean."
No, Geek took care of that.
Where? Fucking stepping on my joke, goddammit. Anyway,
It didn't feel like a dream.
I mean, it felt like fucking sleep.
I was most certainly asleep, and it most certainly did feel like a dream.
It felt... I don't know.
No, it might have felt like some weird woojie nonsense that you do, but that definitely felt like a dream to me.
Might sound like a weird question, but like, people have looked up weirder languages. Who's to say that Google Translate might not come in handy here? For a quick check.
I am like 99.9999999999999% sure.
Somebody's saying no a lot in German.
But you're not 100% certain, so pop out the phone.
Smartphone, Google Translate.
No.
What about babblefish.com?
No.
Now you're just reaching. Next you're going to say, let's ask Jeeves.
I do actually Google to see if these tablets ever made the news, like, ooh, this discovery was made and these artifacts were unearthed, blah, blah, blah.
It does show up in an archived post about these tablets being found. They were discovered in the 1860s and then disappeared soon afterwards.
In a mysterious fire.
That would be rather hard considering they're made of stone.
Is there anything on the team that found them?
Not really. It was an archaeological dig. Lord Fondlecrump and his archaeological dig.
Ah, yes, esteemed Lord Fondlecrump, well known for his architectural endeavors, archaeological endeavors, and his gifted contributions to the architectural community.
And his,
Say it 5 times real fast.
and
Lord
his,
Fondlecrump, Lord Fondlecrump, Lord Fondlecrump, Lord Fondlecrump, Lord Fondlecrump.
Followed by his sidekick, Lady
I was-
Crumplebutt.
I was gonna say his stalwart ghoul manservant.
Igor von Slop.
Von Slop. Ah, yes, of the East German Von Slops.
East German. Commies.
Okay, we are massively off track.
I haven't had booze yet. We can't with this. I'm still sober.
You need a
You
big
should
sack.
catch up.
My beer's still actually no, my beer might be cold.
Alright, so we've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes now. I think to go test your beer to see if it's cold, we can take a 10-minute break. You
Sweet
guys...
pie break.
Yeah.
Pie.
Bio break, grab beer or
All right there,
soda
Dean.
or whatever.
Pie.
It's a cobbler. I baked a cobbler.
Oh my god. I hate you so much because I want it, like,
Come on.
I
want it
cobbler.
in
It's
my
a
mouth.
blueberry cobbler, and I made dark chocolate chip banana bread.
I want it down my throat.
There's a reason I'm fat.
Anyway,
Let's talk about
so-
cobbler, right?
Yes. Yes. And nothing else. Alright, so we're going to take a 10-minute break. Let's see, it is currently a time. It is 11 right now. We will be back at 11:10. So guys, go grab everything you need, and we'll be back in a little bit. Thank you. And we're back. All right. I have one question. Dahlia, was the beer cold?
It is.
Okay.
And now I'm cold, so I had to put on a sweater.
All right. Ooh, I did it again. So, it is now late. All of you are tired in more ways than one.
I'm tired again, so am I retired?
No, because you haven't been hit by a car.
That was bad, and you should feel bad.
Oh, don't worry. I do. Do you continue to yell at each other, or do all of you eventually go to sleep?
Probably both.
It is kind of weird sleeping with other people in your head. But you
Especially when one doesn't sleep and just chills out on the roof.
pretty much. Eventually, you guys do break up and go to sleep.
Is that a thing that I do now?
No.
Do I sleep now?
No, you don't. At about 8 o'clock the next morning, Mary Kathleen, you get a call on your cell phone.
Hello?
It's from Kate.
Hello?
Are you okay?
Yeah. How may I help you, Kate Mammoth?
Well, Orpheus has a mission set up for your crucible, and it's not necessarily time sensitive, but we would like for you guys to go ahead and take care of it, considering you guys are coming to the end of your beach time. So we'd like for you guys to come back in and get to work on it.
Okay, I'll go wake them up and make coffee. I think I need coffee.
I think you've had enough coffee.
You go get coffee, I'll work on the waking them up.
Mary Kathleen zombie walks, like that zombie walking, floating, like, how are you moving into the coffee?
Okay, just straight into the coffee. Alright, got it.
Alright, I'm gonna test out this new telepathic link we got here. Hey guy, time to get up!
I had the most wonderful dream. I was swimming in iced coffee, but it wasn't cold. Like I was cold, but it still tasted like iced coffee.
I'm still feeling bitter about Guy hitting me, so I'm gonna walk into the room with my laptop and open up the YouTube of the annoying frog video from the 90s and play it at full max volume.
Guy,
Okay,
being used to regular intervals of torture, is going to roll over and continue sleeping. Whoa,
Wait.
10 motherfuckers, I can sleep through anything.
I've switched the video to Rebecca Black's Friday.
Morgan, Key, tired in this little mind link thing. Do you need coffee too?
I believe somebody's trying to wake me up.
Okay.
Friday.
I'm going to start
Can we clip that?
Somebody clip it.
I'm gonna start listening to the laptop and pipe it directly into Guy's head.
It's already being piped into his head. You can't channel the hive mind.
That's good. Alright.
Wait, does that mean we all have Friday?
Everybody listen
Oh,
to
yeah.
it.
Everybody's
How
hearing
did
it.
I do it or hurt you?
Turn it off.
Eben, remind me, do the whispers work in the house? Do I hear them in here too?
They are very muted, but you can kind of hear them, but not really.
I'm going to try and pass through what I hear to them.
It doesn't work, unfortunately.
That would be the best revenge.
Coffee, coffee, this is my coffee song.
Is this getting piped through the hive mind?
Yes, it's very Kathleen is making the coffee. She's singing her coffee song.
Gia, if you don't get out of this bed right this second, I'll break out the truly cruel stuff. And
Please don't make her hurt us.
and Lee will be the unfortunate innocent bystanders destroyed in your wreckage that you've caused.
Please don't make her hurt us.
I did not do anything. You were the one who decided to take this path of wanton and annoying destruction.
That's what we're gonna play.
I'm gonna climb down from the roof and go into the kitchen to help.
Hey,
to
we
watch
were
people
ready.
make coffee.
Is the song still being played?
What are you playing, Cassidy?
Oh no! Now I'm playing "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye, and I am imagining all of my Wincest writings playing in full cinematic feature.
Can you make her stop hurting me, please? Coffee, coffee.
I'm gonna take pity on Mary Kathleen and possess the coffee machine, and try to make it run more efficiently to make stronger coffee.
I mean, with Red Bull as its water and 5-hour energy just mixed in with it.
Yeah, it would be very rare. It would be very hard to make it stronger. You could do this, though.
Can you
Make it
start singing
quicker,
Let's
more
Get It On
efficiently.
in French into the hive mind.
Why do I have to get hurt too? I'm just making a coffee. I want to be friends. Why can't we be friends? Coffee makes friends.
Castiel's joining in on the Wincest.
I can make it
Rapprochons.
slightly more efficient, but not much.
Oh,
Yeah.
chérie, rapprochons-nous, faisons l'amour, chérie, rapprochons-nous.
Do I still hear them when I'm in the coffee pot?
Yes.
Damn it!
You are
Castiel's
very
being
aware.
played when Alabama Hot Pocket is.
sensible.
I'm getting up and getting
Okay, guys!
murder someone.
It is way too early for this bullshit. I'm too tired, and I have to have my motherfucking coffee. Now quit tormenting me and go back to tormenting each other outside of my brain.
Was that
You see
in
what
your
you've
head
caused
or out
me?
loud?
Both.
See what you caused, Gee? This is your fault.
Halfway through that spiel, Harrison starts barking and joining in. And you guys hear Sinclair thump on the floor like he just rolled literally out of bed.
The coffee, it brews a little faster, and the condensation spells out sorry.
Yeah, for the rest of the day, I hum and occasionally, like, have to sing rapprochons-nous.
I'm
I
just
pour
trying to help with
Sinclair
the
a cup of coffee as an apology.
I'm just trying to help with the coffee. Do not hurt the innocent coffee pot.
Okay, so Cassidy and Guy are torturing each other. Mary Kathleen and Lee are working on coffee. Morgan, what are you doing?
I think I've gotten dressed at this point, and I've moved to the couch to try to nap there.
With geese singing in your head.
I can see why people like lobotomies.
I think we need to figure out how to do telepathic earplugs.
Yeah, I didn't want it to come to this. But you forced my hand.
I will
I
try
forced
your fucking
nothing.
laptop.
I start thinking of the song Let It Go on a loop.
Cassidy, what did I do to hurt you?
I'm sorry, Mary Kathleen. It's not my doing. This is Guy.
This is your one warning. Make it stop, or the computer gets it. It will die.
You touch this computer, and I will touch your car.
Can't hurt my car.
Oh.
Can you please get up?
Yeah, I thought she said that too.
Did think car. Car is not what came
Imagine.
across.
Just imagine the things that could happen in that car, Lee, knowing everything that car reminds me of.
This is
The
going to
coffee's
be a
done.
very, very bad game.
The coffee goes in the mugs go to a Morgan,
You got
and
coffee
they
and
go
rounds.
to a Gee, and they go to a Sinclair, and we can stop tormenting each other. Can we stop tormenting each other? It is way too early for this. We gotta go into Orpheus and get a mission, and I'm tired. Please.
Hang on a minute. We have to do a mission? What about our, Death Lord bullshit? That's just getting put to the side?
We still have a job.
No one outside of this house knows about it, so we gotta go as business as normal.
Kathleen, when did we supposed to show up to
late
this
great
meeting?
George Thorogood, I got to get paid. Wait, no, that's not George Thorogood. That was what was his name? Mr. Beards.
Yes, that narrows
ZZ
it
Top.
down.
ZZ Top, yes.
Mary Kathleen will make the rounds with the coffee, leaving one on the coffee table next to the couch for Morgan, heading up, putting one on the nightstand next to Guy, going to Sinclair, knocking on the door, making sure it's okay to give him coffee.
I've got 25 lighters on my dresser, yes sir.
The
I
door
got to get
to
paid.
Sinclair's room opens, and a hand comes out. And then the hand goes back in, and the door closes.
I've
Hey,
got
Mary Kathleen, when are we supposed to report for this meeting?
As soon as possible.
I know the song that'll break the Frenchman.
Can
God
we not
damn
break
it,
the
woman.
Frenchman? Because you'll break me first, and I don't want to be broken. I don't want to be broken.
I immediately
This
started
wasn't what I
singing the
meant
song La
by
Vie en
breaking the
Rose.
innocent. You are a horrible lady.
What song?
I-
I'm
Make
sorry.
you a deal. If you stop the torture, you might get to play in the car without threats.
No. This will only be torture. To the Frenchman. To all of the rest of us tourists. This is a beautiful, beautiful trademark of every romantic comedy you've ever seen. This
Hell
might
no.
still include Mary Kathleen, since apparently she hasn't seen jack shit. But everybody else who has a cinematic life will enjoy this. And I immediately start thinking of La Vie en Rose. The most touristy, bullshit French song to exist.
I hate you all.
He's gonna think of all the times he's used that song to pick up tourists.
I had a dream my life would be so
Okay.
different.
No amount of French accent could possibly make a tourist overlook everything else about you, Guy.
Remember, he looked better younger.
Wow.
Way younger. All right, guys,
You do
we
know I
have-
didn't always look like this, yes?
We have to report to the
Acceptable
job
to believe.
where we don't get paid, and then we don't get to stay in the nice house, and we don't get to figure out our problems.
Fine.
Not before the coffee is done.
The coffee's been done.
She says as she's drinking her coffee.
Sit up and grab the coffee, start drinking it, and go, we need to leave.
E, can you please acquire pants and meet us down in the car?
I
Coffee's on
already
the
have
nightstand.
pants. I grab the coffee and put my shoes on.
Cassidy, would you like to join us?
Well, I'm gonna be stuck hearing the meeting anyway, so I might as well fucking be there.
Okay. It's a quick drive to Orpheus. It is now 9 o'clock. Actually, no, it's more like 9:30.
Did we hit a Starbucks on the way?
They get mad when I hit buildings.
Well, it's because 3 of them are still in a body.
Can we hit a Starbucks on the way? I need more caffeine.
But okay, so who's driving? Are you going to stop at a Starbucks per the nice innocent request, or go straight to a job?
The saddest of, like, the kids who are like, "We're the amusement park, and we drove past the amusement park. Look, as we drive past the Starbucks, multiple
Think about
times.
how many Starbucks on the route?
Well, we don't know where undisclosed is actually located.
I thought it was somewhere on the East Coast.
No, the city is basically on the West Coast.
So lots of Starbucks.
Yeah, you throw a rock, you hit a Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we now make it to Orpheus, I assume with much bitching and arguing in the car.
Probably, because that's just how you guys work.
Such a good flaw.
Yeah, it is. Such a great flaw, isn't it? You show up. Orpheus is as Orpheus is. You do
Orpheus
notice...
do as Orpheus do?
Orpheus do
Word.
as Orpheus do. You do notice there are some people around that seem to be installing new security cameras. Very fancy-looking security cameras.
Ah, yes, the upgrade. Yes.
Does this mean we get new toys too?
When the fuck did the Cybermen come through?
No. These are cameras that can see you.
Shuffle, zombie, walk to rec room coffee machine.
Wait, they have security cameras to watch us now?
No.
I think it means they can see
not
ghosts.
to watch us. That can see you.
So, watch
Yes.
us ghosts now.
Yes.
Oh, that's what they're doing now.
So where do you guys go?
Coffee.
If I could
I go
drown
to
you,
the briefing
I
room.
would.
Okay. So we got one person going to the rec room, one person going to the briefing room.
I'm following to the
I'm
briefing
going to the
room.
briefing room.
Briefing room.
Okay.
Cassidy, would it make you feel better if you got to go for a ride in the car later?
Maybe.
We'll
As
see
soon
what
as
we
I
can do.
get my coffee, I will go to the briefing room. But I need way more coffee to deal with all of this.
All right. Okay, you guys get your coffee. You get there. The briefing room is there. Do you let anyone know that you've showed up?
Text
I was
Kate,
under the.
I'm here. More coffee needed.
I want to lean in awkwardly close to Mary Kathleen and smell her coffee. Because I miss smelling coffee.
Okay. It smells delicious.
I miss tasting coffee, so I'm going to smell the coffee. I'm rewording that.
Yeah. So you get a text back. Mitchner will be there in 5 minutes.
Mitchner will be here in 5 minutes, I say, in the mind nonsense of, my nonsense.
So about 5 minutes later, you see Mitchner walk in. He's carrying the typical file folders. Good morning, everyone.
I imagine everybody's kind of like sitting in different chairs, like far away from each other, not really looking at one another, like super fuck off grumpy.
Mary Kathleen has finished her coffee and is looking at it like there's no more coffee. Where did all the coffee go?
He walks in and just kind of looks at everybody. You guys.
It was a rough night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can't get any fucking privacy.
Guys, in the mind web thing. Guys, didn't Mitchner's Crucible have this thing too? Maybe he knows how we can stop the voices.
The voices are our own.
You guys are looking really pointedly at each other.
Yeah. Sorry, long night.
Let me guess. You have a hive mind.
That's one way of putting it.
If by hive you mean incessant buzzing and irritating noise occurring all the
No,
time.
no, that's not the same. That's not the same. That's just you.
How do you make it stop?
You don't.
Fuck!
Goodbye, sleep.
You get used to it after a while.
Or let me guess, die?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah.
Well, oblivion, because dying is just a bump.
Do you have more coffee?
There's more coffee in the rec room. He begins handing out the file folders. Just 1 second, guys. I actually have a handout for you.
Hey!
I will tell you this. This is Mitchner talking. I will tell you this, guys. I know that you guys have had a rough couple of months, but I have a mission here that many Crucibles actually fought over to be able to do.
Is it a snow job?
A slow job?
A snow job.
No, it's not. Well, how do you define a snow job?
I heard other people talking about it where it's like, that's a snow job. That's so easy. It's a snow job.
Oh, that kind of snow job. It won't be easy, but it will be fun.
This sounds like a euphemism, but I'm not familiar with it, so it can't possibly be a euphemism.
Is it a haunting?
Yeah.
Ah, so it is.
So, one of our older contractors, somebody who we worked with in the past, are the people who currently own Saint Genevieve's psychiatric institution. Those of you who are natives to the city know that Saint Genevieve's has basically a long reputation for being one of those haunted houses, the scary places that kids dare themselves to go to, abandoned hospital kind of place.
Would I have heard about it, know about it, any of that?
Yeah, you probably heard about it, but in passing. St. Genevieve's used our services a while ago to see if their place really was haunted. It wasn't. But they continue to operate it because it is a historical landmark, they've continued to operate it as a haunted house to offset costs. Even though they know there are no ghosts there because we've never been able to find any. Now, because it has a reputation for a haunting, it's caught the attention of a group. I don't know if any of you have heard of these guys. I certainly hadn't until now. They're this paranormal investigator group that's called the Ghost Adventures. It's a television show.
Ghostfacers!
Have I heard of these people?
Oh yeah, you have.
They're hats. Oh, total hats.
Wait, do we get to meet them?
After a fashion. The people who currently own St. Genevieve's don't want there to be a chance that their place is not haunted. The Ghost Adventures crew finds no evidence because they're investigating the building. The Ghost Adventures crew finds no evidence of the place, and therefore they say it's not really haunted, and therefore they lose their cred as a haunted house. They're going to be investigating it at the end of the week.
So our job is to haunt the house.
Exactly.
But not in the hi, I'm a ghost fashion.
Yes.
So you don't want us to put sheets over our heads and go big.
I would prefer it if you didn't.
I didn't know you went boo under the sheets. I thought you did other things.
Can we focus on the mission?
Two need a moment. A closet, maybe?
He wishes.
In the little mind link, hey, you were the one she was ripping the clothes off of.
So do we go as not in our meat suits and haunt this place, or are we supposed to be the ghosts from the thing?
You're the
Well,
ghosts. You'll be playing the ghosts.
Yeah, Guy starts kind of like scrolling through the legend stuff towards the bottom of the intel and kind of pauses on the Angel of Death line.
Mm-hmm. You have a week to research anything you want to about the place, research anything you want to about these investigators, and then when you go in, that you will basically haunt them the entire time. Basically sit and play the game. Make it look like the place is haunted. Make it look like the place is covered in ghosts. Make it entertaining. Once you do, they'll get their evidence and move on. We'll get a payday, and you guys just basically get to have fun on a whole bunch of charlatans.
Wait, they're charlatans?
Yes.
I'm so disappointed.
How,
I sent so much money to them through their fan club.
Out of curiosity, Mary Kathleen, do you think that Chris Angel is actually a mind freak?
I mean...
No, just a normal freak. I pray for him every night.
That actually is not surprising at all.
How extreme may we go on these ghost people?
How much property damage is in the budget?
Considering the fact that it's a building that's pretty much falling apart and in a state of arrested decay, a little bit of property damage is okay. But
I was thinking more personal damage.
Don't hurt them.
Can we hurt their
Like,
feelings?
Push them. Maybe leave a little bruise, a little scratch. Definitely
Jump into their body and run through a wall?
No.
Can we break their equipment?
Oh yeah, like fuck their shit up.
Sweet.
But make sure that they get the evidence they're looking for. Also, considering the fact that St. Genevieve is in what is now a bad part of town, keep your eyes open. We've seen a lot of specter activity all over town.
Yes.
We want to make sure that they don't attract some unwanted attention. Sometimes specters like to pretend that they're regular ghosts and fuck with people, and we'd prefer for that not to happen. But like I said,
interesting.
You have a week, research what you want, figure out what's going on. You'll see that you have full access to the property. We've been given keys to go onto the property. Just make sure that there are no cars parked there when the Ghost Adventures crew comes in. Make sure that they are make sure that they are pretty. Make sure that nothing can be linked back to Orpheus. For all intents and go ahead.
I mean, we can't hurt the people, but like, interns don't really count as people, right? They're kind of like the red shirts of the filming crew.
Don't hurt anyone. Did I make that clear enough?
Are these hacks known to use anyone who might actually be able to detect us?
Not normally, no. They've tried to use mediums in the past. God knows if they've actually, had dead eyes. As far as we're aware of, they don't have dead eyes.
How much psychological damage are we allowed to do to these people?
If you can actually psychologically damage Zach Bagans more than he already is, then somehow you are really powerful as a ghost.
Just meant as a fuck-up human being, but okay.
Aha, a challenge.
Don't hurt anyone, please.
It's not hurting. Wait, hang on a minute.
Okay, thanks for the mission.
If you have any other questions, let me know.
Yeah.
He gets up and he leaves.
Alright, let's do some research on what we have to work with.
Do we want to do it at Orpheus? Do we want to do it back at the house? Where do you guys want to be?
Not here.
Wherever someone with hands is willing to detect things.
Okay, let's go back to the house. I'll pull up some local urban legends and start drawing pictures of terrible ways these people can die, and very detailed pictures of them just scatter around this insane asylum.
I could just throw shit.
It wasn't an insane asylum.
Um,
I mean, it kind of was, and then it became an elderly home.
Which still qualifies as an insane asylum. Have you seen old people?
Key, can we go to Starbucks on the way back now?
No.
I thought you wanted coffee. Why do you want to keep going to Starbucks? You wanted coffee, not a milkshake.
She wants sugar.
Because, so what you do is you get one of their large coffees with like 5 shots in it, because Starbucks coffee has twice the amount of caffeine. By the way, yes, Starbucks coffee has twice the amount of normal caffeine that normal coffee does. They do it so you get addicted to it.
So, since when did Starbucks start selling alcohol?
Oh, they did that like 2 years ago.
Wait, is that like really a thing?
Yes, there are Starbucks that sell alcohol.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
In the U.S.?
In the U.S., I worked at one.
Yeah, you can get a little Irish in your coffee.
Where was I during that employee discount?
So I drive us back to Sinclair's.
Okay.
Saddest part of no coffee.
There's a coffee machine. You can make one.
Ooh, I make coffee.
Okay.
And
Well,
Crow might fall
can-
asleep soon.
We can replicate the bright ball of light easily. We can throw shit around easily.
Well, the bright ball of light would just be Cassidy, right?
No way.
No, and I create a little ball of light.
You can't really
Or-
create a ball of light. You can create a ball of fire.
Or it could
Fire
be-
or static electricity.
Yes.
Or it could be Cassidy who can continue fucking with them.
The thing is whenever you
Either
do
way.
that, you have a chance of lighting shit on fire. And
Yeah,
doing
there's that.
major damage.
Yeah, Cassidy's
not to burn the
lowest
building down.
manifestation, I think, is a ball of light.
Yes.
Literally, Willow the Wisp. Follow the bouncing ball.
The shadows, I think, are doable. Little girl, right out.
And we can make their equipment say whatever we want it to.
Yes. And them as well.
Couldn't we just have Mary Kathleen run across the hall as the little girl?
I'm actually trying to look because I think maybe one of my stains allows me to shapeshift into other people.
Which stain is that?
Shifting identity?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, because I have that. I think that is what you can do with it, so if you have it, you should be able to.
They're gonna be tapping massive amounts of spite. Alright.
No, that's the reason why I'm like, do I want it? I really don't want to do that amount of spite. I do, however, want to continue drawing pictures of these crew members and awful, terrible ways they can die.
But just imagine,
Right. Mary
like, having
Kathleen
those
just found her
pictures-
black phase.
Exactly.
But what if? But just imagine those pictures appearing, colored on the wall in crayon by a child. Think of how much extra creepy that is. Has no one seen Sinister?
No.
Think about how creepy it is if those appear on the wall drawn as a child after they've checked the room the first time.
So.
Or, just a random
I'm
inpatient.
gonna roll investigation and wits.
Okay.
Intelligence.
He could,
And it
skin ride
depends. What
someone.
are you trying to do?
I am just trying to dredge up information about the supposed and sordid history behind this place.
Then you'd intelligence. Wits investigation is you're trying to look at a person and figure stuff out about them specifically. Intelligence investigation is you are researching.
Okay. Here we go. 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes. You find out that Saint Genevieve's. You find all the information that was in the packet. You also find out you're looking specifically for sorted information. Or
No,
are
I'm
you
just looking for like the dirty details of like horrible urban legends, supposed deaths.
There is
the many murders that occurred here.
Yeah, there is a legend of something called the doppelganger, which is if you go onto site at a certain time of night, generally close to around midnight or so, there's a chance you will see a double of yourself, and if you do, you die. There are lots of report of people who like will sneak into the site for like some ghost hunting or something like that, and they end up like waking up on site many hours later with the sun coming up. Like they've completely lost time. There are reports of scratches, of strange noises, balls of light. There's specifically a legend having to do with a nurse who committed suicide by throwing herself off the roof. And she's apparently, if you see her, she's supposed to like have no eyes, and if you look her into the voids where her eyes were, you go insane. There's the Angel of Death character that keeps kind of showing up in a lot of urban legends, but your research shows that this is true of a lot of different hospitals. A lot of hospitals apparently have this legend.
Same legend, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much what you can find with 2 successes.
Okay. You just kind of start printing stuff out and laying out kind of different stacks on a table.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'm doing my pictures.
Okay.
Of, pulling up images of these guys so they're accurate. And it's depictions of them, falling down the stairs and breaking their neck and blood pooling all around them, or, running out a window and falling midair. None of this is pleasant stuff.
I'm kind of looking over Mary Kathleen's shoulder like, what the fuck version of the Bible have you been reading?
I've been hanging out with you people.
Old Testament.
Real Old Testament.
I'm going to ask Sinclair if he happens to have any of the boxes or technology that these idiots use that I can play around with and get familiar with.
Yeah, he pulls out some gear. EMF detector, video recorder, audio recorders. This is the basic things that you do for a lot of ghost adventuring stuff. They take an infrared light, they shine it down a hallway. They typically do it so that they can't see it. They're completely in the dark because that heightens the drama. And what you can do.
They're idiots. Okay.
Oh yeah, they're complete morons. So basically, like, these are the things that they use. They use the audio recorders to get EMFs, or excuse me, not EMF, to get EVPs, which are like electronic voice phenomena. Apparently, you can't hear ghosts, but certain things can show up, like if you record it back, and basically it's enticing a ghost to manifest.
Usually by like verbally abusing them.
That's the
American way.
They like to yell. They like to make a lot of loud noise. The EMF detector just detects electromagnetic frequency. Now, if it's really sensitive, sometimes we found that an EMF detector will go off in the presence of a ghost, but most of the time they're not sensitive enough for that. So,
or they're oversensitive and wiring sets them off.
Exactly. And then the video recorder is just a video recorder. Enjoy it.
I'm going to play around with inhabiting it and get familiar with screwing with the settings and making it do what I want.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to go see if I could find maybe Orpheus has like some original ghost hunting tools in their lab that we can screw around with?
Not really. Nothing that they would really let their agents use.
Okay.
Because Orpheus is less focused on the gadget and more focused on the agents
The talent.
doing what the agents do. Yeah, the talents.
Okay. I'll just continue helping the party like research and figure this stuff out. This is not Guy's forte.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
no
let me know
special
what you
effects?
find. Let me know what you find in that research, so when they ask these questions, I can really give them some fun, so we can screw with their responses.
Yeah, look at this. This might be interesting.
I'll poke around and research a little bit too.
Okay. Make an intelligence investigation roll.
And I'm going to spend vitality to bump her intelligence by 2.
Okay.
I
I'm
will
gonna-
also assist her with suggestions.
I'm going to actually research these guys because I'm like, oh, you know what would be really fucking creepy? Standing over them whispering something from their childhood as an embodied voice.
I don't have it all.
Cassidy's gonna take
I'm going to have...
What's the
Okay.
difficulty?
6. Remember, you're getting a +2 bonus from Guy.
I am going to turn the TV on and start a Ghost Adventures marathon for research.
Fair.
That sounds excellent.
That was literally what I was gonna do. The laziest form of research.
To find out more about these guys, that would be a intelligence investigation as well.
Yeah.
Lee, you want to roll lucky?
Yeah, I'll go roll to help her out. Hold on.
Okay. Morgan, what you find in addition to what
2 more successes to help Morgan.
Okay. What you guys find in addition to what was found before, you find out that there are not only are there some murders, there's also some people who have been accused the doctors there of malpractice. There's one urban legend that says that one of the doctors was a Satanist who liked to perform unnecessary surgery on his patients and in part of rituals and darker shit. Not only is there poltergeists, there's supposed, quote, demonic activity at the location, meaning a lot of angry yells, cries, some injuries in the form of like scratches and bruising.
Tell me there's a demon. Tell me there's a demon in this legend.
Well, yeah. There is demonic activity. There is no named demon. There is, but it's mostly centered around. It's like a lot of stuff that's like nobody can say what the doctor's name was. Nobody, and it's always a friend heard from a friend. You know, there's nothing concrete about anything. But the urban legends do state that there is something evil in the building that likes to hurt people.
We can have fun with this.
Okay, so for the record,
I heard that.
For the record, guys, the moment I said something that is evil that likes to hurt people, thunder just went off outside my window very loudly.
It's okay. When you started mentioning demons, I watched Crow and my cameras flicker. I'm like, yeah, of course. That would happen to our cameras.
Haunted stream, go!
I just saw
demon.
Crow's eyes light up with joy.
Same thing.
Crow once in a while thinks his friends are coming to visit.
I already have a plot of what I want to do to these people.
But you guys never show up.
Hey, I was just there, fucker.
I will also, besides doing my research into these people, go in ghost form to the site to see if there's places to hide, like, candles so they can walk into a room with, like, all these lit candles and places to hide pints of goat's blood.
Okay.
Like, places to hide things that they won't find them unless you are really looking.
Okay.
Hey, John Travolta. All right.
I'm between looking at the research and watching the show, kind of taking note of what results on their machines that they really freak out about.
You do find a lot of different places where you could put things. It would be kind of hard to hide goat's blood or something like that, but it would be rather easy to hide, like, it would be, in fact, rather easy to hide, like, used candles or lit candles. It would be easy to, like, if you wanted to scrawl some vaguely magic-looking, symbols somewhere, you could find it. The entire place is very crumbling down. Like I said, it's in a state of arrested decay. The facade, as you can see on your screen, doesn't actually look that bad. But the interior is very, like, falling apart. There's broken glass everywhere. There are tons of, like, places where the ceiling is caving in. There are lots of different place alcoves and things that you really can't get, that normal humans really can't get to. But one of the big things is you can tell there are places where it looks like the floor is about to cave in.
So at those places, I will manifest, and I'll find something like chalk or something just to put a mystic symbol that I like let you guys know, hey, don't let them go near here. They can possibly like die. The floor is going to give out at these spots. If they go near here and you're around, chase them away from here.
To be fair, though, the injury is not our fault then, though.
Part of the mandate that's in the packet is don't let them get themselves hurt.
Yep.
Just gonna take away all the fun. We're just in fun killers. No fun here. This is fun.
And also, Evan, with 3 success, what do I learn about these motherfuckers?
You know for a fact that they, one of the two of the main guys who are currently in the crew, which is Zach Bagans and Aaron Goodwin, who have been there forever. They have a connection to a place called Bobby Mackey's Music World, which is a known paranormal, like, bad paranormal place. They have baggage from there. Zach likes to play with demons. He likes to fuck around with things he really doesn't understand. Aaron is a scaredy cat. He has some of the more overblown, like, he's always the one who yells and screams at the camera. So he's typically what's considered the easier person to scare.
I share all this goodness with you, friends. I don't know how much information sharing we are doing amongst the party, but I share all this information goodness with you.
She shares everything, man. She shares everything.
Given the hour of the game, do we want to jump ahead to the actual haunting?
Is anybody else doing any kind of research?
Nah.
Okay, so at this point, I'm actually going to say, because we all are looking tired, so I'm thinking we're going to save the actual haunting itself for next week.
Next Monday!
Next time on Orpheus. Alright, guys. Do you guys have fun tonight?
Yes.
Always.
Despite all of the technical issues.
Yes, despite every technical issue ever. So, you've got, everybody gets 1 for showing up tonight.
Do I get my sub XP again?
Yes, you'll get a sub XP again. Let's see here. Everybody gets, what is it, Nobody really gets any for bravery because you guys didn't get into combat.
I stabbed death.
And
I nominate Cassidy for bravely biting the button off the shirt.
that's not bravery. I'm sorry.
I mean, it kind of is. She put Gee's shirt in her mouth.
Imagine how close my nose had to get to that chest.
You're dead.
No,
I am
nobody
hurt
gets bravery.
and
If I'm not getting it for stabbing death and therefore stabbing myself, like, you don't get it, okay?
Let's see. Role-playing XP.
Self-harm is not brave.
Everybody gets role-playing XP tonight. Nominations for good roleplay. Any nominations?
I vote Mary Kathleen for her explosion in the morning.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah,
The
that
coffee
was
explosion was
pretty damn good.
fantastic.
Actually, I kind of want to nominate everybody because the like talking over each other mind moments were kind of awesome.
Yeah, I'll give it. Everybody gets an extra role-playing XP tonight because you guys did really good. Finally, learning XP. Gee, what did you learn?
That I really hate this crucible. No, I have like prophetic dreams that bleed over into reality. Like that's a huge thing. Also that those dreams are being shared among the crucible.
Okay. Gain an XP.
Woo!
Mary Kathleen, what did you learn?
That Gee might be the unthroned monarch and the physical manifestation of death. And now I have to watch Gee slowly become death and be terrified that Gee will probably destroy all of us.
He is death incarnate.
And that somehow maybe me and Cassidy and Morgan become like lords of death, and if that happens, that means I might not finish my degree, and dear God, I might not finish my degree.
Or worse, expelled.
Yeah, Mary Kathleen might have a little bit of Hermione in her.
Just a little.
I mean, the best roll of the night was the 7 successes on the occult research.
Right? Okay. Cassidy, what did you learn?
That buttons are hard to swallow.
That's never stopped you before.
Ebony, I don't know how
Because
you
she's
learned that.
classy.
She told us.
No, I think Cassidy learned that there's still things to be surprised by with the way the Crucible is developing together, such as falling asleep after being under the impression that she would never sleep again. And it both terrifies and interests her. Mostly upsets, though.
Okay. Gain an XP. Morgan, what did you learn?
We've got to figure out this morning routine thing now. Because, oh my god. That and the whole Death Lord thing is really kind of interesting.
Hey, are you saying you don't want to be woken up by Rebecca Black's Friday every morning?
Oh, fuck no.
How about Guy singing Let's Get It On in French?
Oh no.
How did I do the hurt
It's
you
pronounced
people?
non.
Ah, no. No.
No.
Let it go.
No.
Let it go.
Okay, I'll take the waking up is hard to do. Lee, what did you learn?
I actually got two. One being that I'm having to fall into kind of the argumentative peacekeeper to head off real trouble to keep us all pointing in a somewhat relatively kind of same direction to get us places.
Okay.
and at the same time, not sure where he sits with the Crucible and the bigger arc of what the hell's going on.
That's fair. Gain an XP for that. All right. I think tonight was a pretty successful session. How about you guys? All right. For those of you watching at home, thank you guys very much for joining us. Or even if you're not at home, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We've had a lot of fun. I hope you guys were entertained as well. Like I said, my name is Evan Blade of Revan. I will be right here on my channel. I also frequent a lot of these people's chats when they're streaming. So feel free to send me a message, say hi if you see me out and about. Let's start up there at our top. Just go through the list and the cast again, starting with Crow.
Hi, folks. I'm Grinning Crow. You can find me potentially on Twitch, usually hanging out in either Evan or Dahlia's chat. I might start streaming again. There's some kind of cool games coming out that I think I'd like to show people playing through. You can also find me on the Twitter at grinning_crow or grinning.crow.
Awesome. Next up there's Skittish.
Hi, I'm Skittish Cat. I played Mary Kathleen O'Brien. You can find me on the Twitter at Skittish Cat, all one word. I will be posting beautiful artwork based off of this game and other artwork too.
Next up there, Dahlia.
I am Black Dahlia 42. I play Cassidy, and you can find me here on Mondays. And Tuesday through Saturday, you can find me on my own stream, playing spoopy stuff, and eventually, getting through Vampire. Eventually.
How far are you along in Vampire right now?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. I know I murdered everyone in Whitechapel, and then...
So
you're doing a monster playthrough. Got it.
Yeah, and then I started playing My Little Pony Castlevania, and I got kind of distracted.
I murdered everyone in White Castle because if I do that, then that means that the murders won't happen. Get what I'm going with? Jack can't kill any prostitutes if I've already killed them.
Yes, it's the firefighting method.
Yes.
You counter burn to stop the greater fire. Got it.
Exactly. Especially if you're the greater fire. Next on our roster is Iredell.
I'm Iredell, and I play Morgan.
And last but not least, Fox.
I'm Warfox, and I play Lee Blaylock.
Awesome. Again, guys, thank you very much for joining. If you missed some of tonight, this will be going up on YouTube tonight, so you can just check me out there. There's a link down below. You can also check me. I will be posting it in my Discord. It's under Doc Holiday 1874. Again, thank you guys for showing up. Dahlia, that's a very personal question that I'll get to at a later date.
You might find him on other streaming services.
Other things. For the right price. So I hope you guys have a very good night. Thank you very much. And I hope you guys will come see us again soon. Oh, one last thing before I go. I want to give a shout out to the Bear for the follow, Frank Fortune for the raid, Dahlia for those cheers, Mac for his host, 3Doc, thank you again for the follow, Dragon Cat, thank you for the host, Iskar, thank you for the host, Dahlia, thank you again for hosting, and Skittish, thank you very much for hosting as well. I hope you guys have a very, very good evening.